We all have seen amazing stories, but have you ever heard of a witch who knows all magical spells? Because she is very beautiful, she's not allowed to join the Whiskey Animals arena. What will she do? Let's find out in the story. So, let's begin. A girl was selling the paper flowers, but no one was purchasing those flowers. Now a good witch alters those flowers into beautiful flowers and pours attractive fragrance through magic into them. Now witch is seen who used to live alone in a forest, and her name was Little Witch. It is also seen here that she continued to practice the magic, but her nun of magic was proved successful. One more member lives with her in the forest. It was the friend of Little Witch, and it was a crow, which used to teach the Little Witch the moral lessons. Now Little Witch says to her friend Crow, I also have to go to that annual festival where all witches used to dance at night. They all also enjoy there too much. Then that crow tells her that you cannot join that festival because only invited witches can go there. You are not invited there, and you are also younger. Then Little Witch asks, how can be I a little one? My age is 127 years old. Now two kids are shown at this place, who were siblings. The brother's name is Thomas. He asks his sister here, have you ever seen any witch? These kids have also awareness that all witches get together for dancing in a year at once. Then Little Witch leaves her house at night, taking her magical broomstick. She reaches that mountain where all great witches were celebrating the festival. Then Little Witch thinks that no one will be able to recognize her, and she will also be mixed in the party crowd. At the same time, an old witch named Rumpumple catches Little Witch, and she tells everyone that a little witch has come among us. She is uninvited guest, and Little Witch says on it, I am not younger. I have grown old. Then she reveals her age. Then all say that you are younger yet. You are giving off a pleasant fragrance, and your face is smooth and wrinkle-free. Do you not know that this place is strictly prohibited until you get any invitation? Then Little Witch expresses, I want to be like all of you, and I will obey you. I will carry out what you order. Then all witches think that she should be punished. Not an ordinary punishment, but the toughest punishment. Then the head witch says to the Little Witch it is a grand book, and you have to memorize it within a whole year. And your test will be taken on the same day next year. If you succeeded and memorized all enchantments written in this book, then you will also be called here. But rest of witches do not agree with it, and they say that she should be punished. Why did we not burn her hair or bury her under the ground? Rumpumple says her magical broomstick should be grabbed. Then they do the same and also burn it. Now the Little Witch could not go back to her house without the broomstick, so she has to move to her house on foot while passing 3 days' journey lifting the heavy book. And the Little Witch eventually reaches her house, taking this heavy book, where her crow says to her, you have committed a mistake. Then Little Witch begins to tell the story of that place. All witches were enjoying and dancing there. I am also completely furious about Rumpumple because she burnt my broomstick after taking it. I want to take revenge from her. Saying it, Little Witch draws a face there which was looking horrible. Little Witch says, one day, I will turn Rumpumple like this. Now she opens that grand book from which she had to memorize all enchantments. But she was not able to pronounce those magic spells accurately, so she continued to create the issues because of this. Next day, she observes a few women are collecting some tiny woods, and those women were also very worried because of the absence of required air. Seeing it, Little Witch performs her magic. Due to this, a fast wind begins to blow there. As a result, small woods begin to fall there, and these are gathered at a place. At the same time, a general reaches there who says to those women that you cannot carry these woods to somewhere else. But Little Witch also performs a magic on him, so he says that you can carry all these woods. Then Little Witch says to that general, drop me to my house. Now that general was under the spell that he lifts the woods and Little Witch on his back. The crow says to her when she returns, you should have avoided doing that. Helping those women was a good deed, but that doesn't mean you should seek revenge against that general. Now the Little Witch had not her magical broomstick, so she moves to the market to purchase a new broomstick, where she notices many things visiting the market. Then she discovers a broomstick shop and notices Thomas's sister standing there whose mother couldn't afford a penny to buy them candies. So she likes broomstick for her, and she also purchases some of the candies with it. When Thomas's sister checks her pocket, then she discovers the candies from there. She does not understand from where and how did these candies come to her. Little Witch also observes a girl there who were selling the paper flowers. That girl tells her that no one is purchasing these flowers. Then Little Witch alters those flowers into beautiful and with sweet scent, so that flower seller girls all flowers are sold. Seeing it, Little Witch is extremely happy. Now she had also possessed her own broomstick and flies to her house. On the other side, Thomas and her sister had forgotten their way in the forest, so they reach the Little Witch's house. Both kids recognize her as the same girl they met in the market. Then Little Witch offers them the best food items for meal. Thomas's sister curiously asks the girl, "Are you a witch?" Thomas quickly scolds his sister, saying, "You shouldn't ask her such a thing." The little witch simply smiles and begins to show her magic. The kids are filled with excitement as they watch her perform amazing tricks. Thrilled by her abilities, they start requesting her to perform different things. She shows them various magical feats and even begins to play a cheerful song using items from her house. At the exact time, somebody comes to their door. Little Witch finds Rumpumple when she comes outside to check. She says, "I was passing through this place, so I thought, why not stop by and meet you? Tell me, how is going your study of book?" Little Witch tells her, "I did not read anything today because I was cleaning." Rumpumple knew that the Little Witch had just performed magic, so she says to her, "Do you know that it's Friday? It's forbidden to perform magic on Fridays." Then Rumpumple notices a basket placed nearby and asks the Little Witch, "Do you have any outsider in your house?" The Little Witch quickly denies, saying, "No one is here." Then Little Witch begins to sneeze because of kids. Rumpumple suspects that there is surely someone in the house. She also writes all these things in her book. Then Little Witch sends these kids to their house. But Rumpumple catches those kids, and she also knows that these are the same kids who had hidden in the house of Little Witch. On the other side, the crow was explaining the Little Witch that if you knew that Friday is forbidden for the magic practice, why did you practice magic? Then Little Witch says that I just wanted to make those kids happy. Then the Little Witch reads this book properly for the whole year. She memorizes all the magic spells, but always struggles with them, trying to pronounce each one accurately. Now, the winter had started, where the crow forbids going outside because of the cold. The Little Witch says, "I just came back after taking the fresh air." When the Little Witch reaches the market, she observes that some children are playing there, but two naughty kids are teasing them. So, the Little Witch practices magic to teach the lesson to both of the naughty kids. The kids get stuck in the frost, and all the other children feel happy when they see this. When one of the kids starts to leaving sadly, the Little Witch follows him. And Rumpumple was also present. The Little Witch asks the kid, "You look a little sad. Tell me, what is the matter?" Then the kid tells her that a man who was beating her is actually her father, who is addicted to gambling and wastes all the money on it. Hearing this, the Little Witch decide to help the kid, and they go to the place where the kid's father usually goes to gamble. They were playing a game where a ball was touching the wooden floor again and again through magic, causing damage to the whole place. They are pushed out, and the kid's father is among them. The kid helps his father, and the father realizes that he had scolded his son for no reason. Rumpumple also notices that the Little Witch is a good witch who does good for everyone, making them happy and treating them as a well-wisher. When the Little Witch reaches home, she notices the lit candles everywhere and a cake there, made by the crow because it is her birthday, and she has turned 128 years old today. One day, Rumpumple approaches the Little Witch's house and gives her an invitation to the annual festival. She also reminds her of the test she has to take. The Little Witch says, "You can tell them after going that I am perfectly prepared. I will come with full preparation and show them I can become a good witch." The day of her test arrives, and she heads to a cave where no one is present. At the same time, she announces that she has arrived. The great witches then approach, asking her, "Are you ready?" They ask her to perform different magic spells, and since she has memorized all the spells, she performs them without the help of a book. All the witches are excited. At that moment, Rumpumple reveals that she has been watching the Little Witch for the whole year. She is a good witch who treats humans well, helps people, and hasn't yet fully grown. Then, the Chief Witch says to the Little Witch that she has committed a blunder because she cannot help human beings. This is because the helper of human beings is considered a good witch. The Little Witch clarifies, asking, "What is wrong if I have helped humans? And no one told me that doing good is forbidden for witches." As a result, all of the Little Witch's magical powers start to disappear. Then, Rumpumple suggests that if she wanted to protect herself, she must turn the kids Thomas and his sister into stones, and then she can be one of them. The Little Witch refuses to do this and returns to her house, where she also scolds her friend, the crow. She says, "It would have been better if I never had you. You made me good." Saying this, she kicks the crow out of her house. A whole day passes, and the Little Witch heads towards Thomas and his sister to turn them into stones. She chants the magic spells, but is unable to act. The Little Witch tells the kids, "I can't do any evil deed." The kids reply, "There's nothing bad in it. It's a good thing." The Little Witch then reveals to them, "It is the last night of my magic, and I won't be able to practice magic after this." She draws a magical circle around the kids, so no other witch can harm or tease them. Then, Rumpumple warns her, saying, "I will kill these kids if you don't finish them. Don't don't forget, when the little witch returns home, she thinks that everything will be lost if this magical book disappears. As no witch remembers a single spell, the little witch moves away after memorizing all the magic spells. She puts a matchbox in her pocket, but it drops on the ground. The crow thinks it should help the little witch. That night, when all the witches are dancing together, the little witch starts chanting and throws all the witches' broomsticks into the bonfire. She also throws all the magic books into the fire. Without a matchbox, she begins to forget the spells within a minute, and all the witches start attacking her. At the same time, the little witch turns the head witch into a frog. All the witches laugh, but Rumpumple disappears. The crow arrives, bringing the matchbox to help the little witch. The little witch turns all the other witches into frogs. She realizes her mistake and embraces her crow. She meets Rumpumple just as she is about to light the bonfire. The little witch, who always wanted to transform her into a unique animal, finally turns Rumpumple into a horrible creature by performing her magic. The little witch then lights the bonfire, causing all the magical brooms and books to burn. Now, the little witch and her friend are alone, and they begin to rejoice and dance together. The little witch, very excited, dances the whole night, saying, "No evil witch will come now." After that, the little witch starts teaching her crow how to perform magic, and the movie ends on this scene.